Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to TV Skywriter, emanating from Durham, North Carolina. This is TV Skywriter. I talk to you and invite you to learn about new musicians, old musicians, writers, dancers, entrepreneurs, all kinds of creative people here in the world. And today we're going to talk to a Virginia group, Butcher Brown. They are totally awesome, and they're going to be at the Art of Cool Festival here in Durham, North Carolina next month. So welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Very happy to hear you. Now, I was checking you out online, and you guys are completely and totally funky. And I want you to introduce yourselves by name and tell us who you grew up listening to, because you guys are bad.
Okay. I'm Corey Fonville. Play the drums at Butcher Brown.
Speak up a little louder.
I'm Corey Fonville. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia originally. Currently living in Richmond. I'm the drummer in Butcher Brown, and my first influences were obviously the people that my parents grew up on a lot of R&B and soul, such as like Earth, Wind and Fire. That was probably number one in my house,
Okay.
and also like the Ohio Players. And I grew up on a lot of jazz fusion kind of stuff as well. So that's kind of a little bit of where I'm coming from.
So who in jazz fusion do you like?
I grew up on a lot of Chick Corea, Returning Forever. My dad used to
Okay.
play a lot of that stuff, even some of the electric band stuff. Pat Metheny, Herbie Hancock.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Sorry, I'm on the spot right now. I'm trying to think. Some Mahavishnu Orchestra stuff as well.
Okay.
Yeah. John Schofield's another one.
Awesome. Okay. And who's next? Keith?
Hey, I'm Keith. I'm the guitar player. Hello. And I grew up listening to a lot of rock stuff, mostly classic rock, from the radio
Oh.
in my dad's car.
Like
Led
who?
Zeppelin.
Like Yes or who?
What's that?
Like what groups?
Mostly like Led Zeppelin and
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix,
Mm-hmm.
and then randomly some like Beach Boys and stuff.
Cool.
I heard a lot of that, yeah.
All right.
Mostly just rock stuff.
Cool.
I'm Devon Harris. I play the keys in Butcher Brown. I grew up listening to Herbie Hancock,
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo, a bunch of underground hip hop. I also have a producer moniker named DJ Harrison. And I tend to do a lot of other productions on the side when I'm not doing things with these guys. And I'm from right here in Richmond, Virginia.
Now, when I listen to your chorus, I'm hearing some George Duke though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's definitely a lot of George Duke in there. My dad grew up listening to a lot of fusion records, so the George Duke and a lot of what Corey was saying, like Herbie Hancock, Return Forever, Mahavishnu Orchestra. A lot of those cats definitely influenced my playing.
Okay.
There's D'Angelo, him being from here and everything, and me being into R&B, and him being a huge advocate for the Fender Rhodes, definitely.
Okay. Y'all need to check out a group called Azimuth. It's a
Oh yeah,
Brazilian.
I know about Azimuth.
Okay.
Oh
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
sure.
So,
Fine, and
Andrew?
I'm Andrew. I play the bass, and yeah, a lot of the same stuff that these guys said. Oh my dad is like what I grew up on. I got into like Weather Report kind of early.
Oh
Kind
yeah.
of on that. I was listening to Stanley Clark, so I was hearing George Duke. I didn't really know that it was him until later, but I was hearing George Duke kind of early.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of that fusion stuff, some jazz stuff early on. Like I was really into Charles Mingus and Oscar Peterson Trio,
Nice.
and just a lot of the same stuff they said.
Awesome.
Herbie Hancock.
So I had to ask the Butcher Brown name. Where did that come from?
Well, I kind of so it all started one day. We were playing PlayStation like 4 years ago, a couple years back, 3 years ago, I guess. It was a video game called Ready to Rumble Boxing, and I actually grew up playing that game when I was like in elementary school. I was like 10 years old,
Mhm.
and I had it on this video game system called Sega Dreamcast. And there was a character on the game named Butcher Brown, and he was very eccentric looking, kind of like, I don't know if it was a play off of Mike Tyson or what, but he had like a large head and a really
Mhm.
weird shape. Like
Mhm.
his disposition was really hilarious. And so I don't know. That name just kind of stuck with me for a while, and then I hadn't seen the game in like probably 8-9 years, and then for some reason Devon had it, and we were playing it on PlayStation, and I was like, yo, I remember this game. And the character Butcher Brown was just really appealing to me, and that name stuck with me. And I was just like jokingly saying we should name our band Butcher Brown. And so that's pretty much how it came about.
That's cool, but you don't think Sony's gonna like hear about this? And,
I mean, I don't. I mean, we've thought about it, but then again, it's like there's other good artists out there. Like I don't want to put them out there, but Thundercat that came from a cartoon. And so,
oh, oh, you're right. There is a Thundercat cartoon.
it's the same. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be
Oh yeah,
that big of a deal. I don't know.
it was cool. I'm sure it's cool.
Yeah.
So, how did you all meet?
What's that?
How did you all meet and get together as a
A
group?
lot of us met. The three of us, Keith, Devon, and I, went to a university here in Richmond called VCU. It's Virginia Commonwealth University. And so the three of us met there, and I think Devon and Corey met in high school, right?
Yeah.
We went through
Yeah.
a high school program through VCU, though. Greater Richmond High School Jazz Band.
Okay. Well, I want to know how you all got so good, though. I mean, a lot of people like to play music, they dabble a little bit, but you guys sound really accomplished. And I'm wondering if you have lessons or just work really hard.
Combination of both, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we went to music school. Like we had teachers, but I don't know. That was kind of all more about like jazz or classical music in school and stuff. So I mean, as far as the stuff that we play, I think collectively it's just us checking out the music that we like and going after that sound and like just trying to make the kind of music that we hear, not exactly like like what a teacher told us to play, but I mean it's a little bit of teachers and it's a little bit of just like solo searching and working on
Yeah.
your sound and stuff like that.
So when the young people hear you, I'm very curious what their reaction is because when it comes to listening to rap, it's not happening, in my opinion, as funky as what you're playing. And I'm wondering if young people listening to you have the kind of response that you would expect.
Like how young are we talking?
I don't know how old your audience is, to tell you the truth. Maybe I should ask you.
I think our audience is about our age.
Our audience probably primarily comprised of in between ages 18 and up, I guess. 60, 80. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We've done some stuff for younger kids before. We have. We did a couple things in California.
Oh, for the students.
Yeah, we went to some high schools and did some like little workshops or whatever, and they seemed to dig it.
Yeah.
I remember one of the schools dug it more than the other one. You know what I mean? The other one, the kids were just kind of like.
I think it's just as long as it's something they can kind of bob their heads to, and I think also what's helped is them seeing people their age, basically their peers, playing the music.
Exactly.
Versus, because they can kind of relate to us with the same generation, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, from my experiences with this band, I mean, everybody seemed to like it.
Well, I had to ask that question because I think there's been a generation of kids, unless they, see musicians in church, they have, like a lot of the rap generation has not really seen people play real instruments.
Oh, right.
I've actually met young people who really don't know what saxophones are and guitars, and it's scary.
Yeah. Well, the technology's kind of taken over. Like times have changed, I guess.
But to me, the technology, I mean, you can't put funk into technology, I don't think. It's got to be there. It's got to be played live with real people and real instruments. I haven't heard too much really totally funky programming. So, tell me about your touring. Where do you play? I know we're going to talk about Art Cool in a minute, but where else do you play when you go on tour?
We've been to California a few times, up and down the coast. Sometimes we go to New York, DC. There's a lot of like East Coast things. We recently just visited Atlanta for the first time.
Cool.
Which was cool.
Mm.
Austin, Texas, which was very cool too.
And we were in Durham.
And of course Durham.
We were in Durham.
That's right.
Playing Durham.
Mm-hmm.
It was a quiet show. I guess
You said a quiet?
It was more of, it was a fundraiser for was it a fundraiser for
I think it
Article?
was a fundraiser for Article.
Yeah, it wasn't really a public thing, so that's why it wasn't really advertised.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
yeah, I mean it was great though.
We had a good time.
Played in front of some people and they dug it. It was, it was an older crowd, or older
Yeah.
than us, and they were into it.
Okay, cool. So how did you hook up with Art of Cool?
When did we hook up with that? Was it Dave?
So I think I know Cicely. I met Cicely through Christian. She saw us.
Okay, so
So I played.
Christian Scott.
Yeah. So I played with this guy named Christian Scott. He's a great trumpet player, younger guy.
Mhm.
That's coming up. Actually, he's already up. He's doing his thing. Anyways, I think I may have met her when I was down there in Durham, like a couple years back.
Yeah.
She met Christian, became cool with him, and I guess she found out that I had a band and heard our music somewhere. I don't honestly remember how it all started, but I think she contacted us through email and say, "I'm starting this festival. Hey, would you guys want to play?" And she started telling us who was possibly going to be there. And I was like, "This sounds amazing." So asked if everyone was interested in doing it, and we just figured out all the logistics and went from there. So
Awesome.
we've kind of developed a relationship with her down there and all the other Art of Cool folks. So it's cool. It's nice to have that support whenever we head down to Durham.
Very nice. Now, tell me about Nicholas Payton. Little Bird told me that you are on his latest album, the jazz trumpet player who is just world famous. How'd you hook up with that?
Yeah, we're all on the album. It was actually recorded here at the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was recorded in Richmond, mixed by these guys, everything. So yeah, he came back. Who was it? We did it in December of 2013, and I had been working with Nicholas with his trio and also with his quintet. I started
Okay.
doing some stuff with him when about 3-4 years ago. And I guess he started. I would always brag about Devon, his music. Let him check that stuff out. He was into
Mhm.
it. And then he found out about Butcher Brown. I guess I posted a YouTube video. It was like a video from like 3 years ago, like our very first official music video. And
Mhm.
he heard it and was just like, "Man, this sounds great." And then a couple of months later, he asked if we would be interested in doing a record with him. And so,
And you said yes.
yep, exactly.
Nice, nice. I think it's really exciting. So, would you say you're blowing up right now?
We're building.
Where
I
do you
like
plan to
building.
be in a couple of years then?
I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
Where do you plan to be in a couple of years?
Still building.
Still building, yeah.
Building up to what? What is your ultimate hope for your band?
Goal.
Goal.
Man,
I want a swimming pool.
won a few Grammys. He has a Grammy, but we would love to have a Grammy. We just want to. I don't know. For me at least, I would love to see this band go as far as we possibly can, and obviously still be Butcher Brown, but also be a backing band, rhythm section, all four of us playing behind different artists and singers and rappers or whatever. Doing that too, and I think you could look for that in the next couple of years as well. Actually, sooner than that. So we're working. We're open to everything, and we love working with different artists. Along
I
with
look
projects.
and I look forward to following your careers because you guys are really good, really good. So you're gonna play us a little something?
Yeah,
Summer? Is that what you said?
something.
I'll play a little something. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so Andrew, so switch over to studio. Okay.
Alright. Okay. Oh, it was on studio the whole time.
Oops. That's okay.
Maybe that's why that feedback was happening.
That's okay. No problem.
Okay. All right.
Okay, folks. Here, Butcher Brown.
Can you see everybody?
Let's see. I can't see Corey. I just see the corner. I see his forehead.
Is that a good angle? Can you see everybody?
Yeah, I can see Corey's forehead, and that's about it. But I
Uh-huh.
understand. It's a
Okay.
good angle. It's just that something's blocking. Is it the music stand? I'm not sure what it is. Better. Yes.
All right. Let's do this.
Presenting Butcher Brown. Yeah. That was sweet. Very sweet. So you're putting it back on voice. Okay. He's setting it back to voice. That's while he's doing that. If you are a musician and you do Google Plus Hangouts, there's a setting. The default is voice, and you should know that when you play music online, on YouTube at least, you can switch it over to studio. It makes the music sound really good. Okay, gentlemen, that was great.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So when it comes to this Art of Cool festival, let's just tell the folks who are in this area. I suppose people might be even driving down from Virginia, right?
Yeah.
You would think. Okay. So Saturday, April 25th, you're going to be at the Durham Armory. It's going to be at 10:30 p.m. That's the Art of Cool Festival. The Art of Cool Festival is actually lasting, I believe, 3 days, the 24th through the 26th, if I'm not wrong. I believe that's right. So tell me, it says here that you're going to be with Braxton Cook. Who is that?
That's true. You want to
Yeah.
talk about Braxton?
Well, I know. Braxton Cook is about our age. He's a young alto player coming up. He's from Silver Springs, Maryland, the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, but lives in New York now. Juilliard student. He also plays in the band with me and Christian Scott's group. He's the alto player in that band. So him and I became really good friends, and he loved Butcher Brown. He liked what we were doing and talking about working with us, and so we recorded some stuff back in August. Nothing's released yet, and I guess Cicely kind of pitched the idea of like, hey, but you guys, like, how about Braxton Cook playing with Butcher Brown? We were like, sure, sounds like a great idea, so it just came about from that.
Sounds good. Okay. Now, on your YouTube videos, there's two gentlemen, Marcus Tenney on sax and Reggie Pace on percussion. Do they sometimes join you when you're touring, or were they just on the videos, the YouTube videos?
They join us in town, and they come out of town with us occasionally, not all the time. We do a lot of shows as quartet, but when we can have them and when it's right, we love to have them. They'll usually come play if it's an in-town show.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes we just hit them up. Hey, you guys want to sit in with us? It's just kind of that whole situation.
And they're on the album, All Purpose Music.
Cool.
Actually,
and when you guys ask someone to sit in, I'm sure they don't turn you down, because if I were good enough, I'd want to play with you guys. I'm not. That's okay. So when it comes to the Art of Cool Festival, again, I wish I had thought to give you the the link. I'm sorry, but you can easily Google, for those of you folks who don't have tickets yet, just Google Art of Cool Festival. It's here in Durham, North Carolina. It's going to be in late April, 24th through the 26th. Now, your website is butcherbrown.com, right?
Yeah.
And do you still have music available for download?
Yeah, there's actually another website where you can go to get most of our music, and it's our Bandcamp page.
Oh, let me jot that down. Okay, Bandcamp. Okay. So is that kind of like Reverb Nation?
It's a platform where you can you can buy all the music that's coming out of our little collective, and you can order a hard copy or just get a digital download.
Okay, well, I didn't know about that. Okay, I will definitely check that out. All right, gentlemen. So any shout-outs you want to give before we leave the air here?
Shouts to Rope-A-Dope Records.
Rope-A-Dope, Louis Marks,
Christian Scott,
Cicely
Mitchell. We're looking forward to also sharing the bill with Snarky Puppy. They're a great band.
Yeah.
Bass player actually is originally from Virginia as well. Yeah, they're actually label mates with us. They're on Rope-A-Dope as well. So.
Okay.
And Sidewalk Chalk.
Oh yeah.
Sidewalk Chalk. I like that name. Okay.
Chicago based, right?
Yeah, I think they're from Chicago. We met up with them down at South by Southwest last week, and that's a great band. That night at the Durham Armory is going to be Sidewalk Chalk, Butcher Brown, and then Snarky Puppy. It's going to be a Rope-A-Dope affair. That's
going to be a huge, huge occasion. Before we go, I just want to ask you, Devon, about Jellostone Studios. Do you record other groups as well?
Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point now where it's really selective and kind of based on everyone that's within this group, as far as them having other external projects coming in here and kind of executing it that way. Like Andrew's producing some stuff, and then Keith's also producing some things too. Mm-hmm. It's also cool for Corey to come by and do drum tracks when for other people who are out of town, and he recorded the Brandon Williams stuff here, right?
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Brandon
Williams.
Yeah, it's just a cool place for just for all of us to come hang and for all of us to create our dream music.
That's it sounds ideal. So it's like you produce stuff, you're a group, a self-contained group, you play with other people, you back up other people. It sounds like the ideal situation for musicians, right?
Yeah.
It's a sweet life. Playing with these guys.
It's nice to be able to just like one day get up, hey, you guys want to record an album? That's kind of how the All-Purpose Music CD came about, which came out in October.
Man.
I mean, we kind of planned it, but it's like, it's right here. So anytime we just want to play or like, hey, let's record, we can do so, as long as everyone's free.
That is totally sweet. Well, outside of the Art of Cool Festival, I do hope that people follow your careers and check out your videos. Obviously, being on YouTube is quite the advantage nowadays. I guess you would tell any young group getting started to get your stuff out on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of the way things are moving these days.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you, Butcher Brown. That's Devon Harris, Andrew Randazzo, Keith Askey, and Corey Fonville. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Absolutely. Hope to see you guys real soon.
Sounds good.
See you, Art of Cool.
See you in Durham.
Absolutely. Ciao.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye-bye. And folks, if you'd like to be on TV Skywriter, if you're an entrepreneur, musician, artist, dancer, writer, creative person of any type, just write to me. Write to Durham Skywriter at gmail.com. And to explain what Durham Skywriter is, I actually also do an all-positive community newspaper here in Durham. I call it Durham's online community paper. So you can actually read it at durhamskywriter.com. So if you want to be on the show, and if you're local, if you live in the Triangle, I also have a weekday show called TV Skywriter Local Edition. That's for those of us in Durham, Chapel Hill, Raleigh, Hillsborough, et cetera, Carborough. So anyway, with that, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you later. Ciao.